Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. This is y&ymission. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. y&ymission teaches the 100% truth doctrine is GMS. I'm going to bring out this video and some scriptures basically dealing with, Trump and these governors, the president, these governors, and, basically the mayors and how they're at odds with each other and fighting each other and going against each other verbally right now. And this is going to lead to Civil War 2.0. Okay. All right. So bring on the video and some scripture.
Lawless. The war of words now escalating. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more.
Tonight, as President Trump's mobilization of nearly 2,000 National Guard troops to the nation's capital nears the end of its second week, a U.S. official telling ABC News planning is underway to potentially expand that mission and send the National Guard to Chicago. The plans first reported by the Washington Post. No official deployment has been ordered, and the Department of Defense declined to speculate on future operations. But in the Oval Office this week, Trump suggesting his focus could soon shift to other Democratic-run cities.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker pushing back, saying there is no emergency that warrants Trump federalizing his state's National Guard or sending active duty military within our borders. And a spokesperson for New York Governor Kathy Hochul telling ABC News crime is down across New York City and state, and the president's attempts to invoke military power undermines work being done. But Trump's authority beyond Washington, D.C., a federal district, is limited. And even in that city, Democratic officials arguing Trump is abusing his power, declaring a crime emergency, even with violent crime already at a 30-year low, according to police data. And in nearby Maryland, Governor Wes Moore also drawing the president's ire, touting Baltimore's falling crime numbers and challenging Trump to keep the city's name, quote, out of your mouth. The president lashing out, writing, if Wes Moore needs help, I will send in the troops, which is being done in nearby D.C., and quickly clean up the crime. Governor Moore calling Trump's threats unconstitutional and hypocritical.
For a party that talks about state rights, it's amazing how they're having such a big government approach in the way they're conducting public safety.
The state of California and its Governor Gavin Newsom sued the Trump administration this summer after the deployment of hundreds of National Guardsmen and active duty Marines to Los Angeles. That case is still playing out in court.
Jay, another example of President Trump expanding the use of U.S. troops on American soil, but the authority Trump exercised in Washington, D.C. can't be used the same way in other cities and states.
Yeah, Mary, that's something White House officials, even Vice President J.D. Vance, have acknowledged in the last few days, that they have more power over D.C. than other American cities. And there are also these constraints on how National Guard troops can be used. If they're called up by a governor at the request of the president, then they have full law enforcement authority. But if the president federalizes them without the involvement of a governor, then they're limited to just protecting federal buildings and personnel. Mary.
Okay, Jay, thank you. Overseas now to you.
Okay, so as you can see, Trump started with D.C. They say his power is pretty much limited if he directly calls them into these states. Okay, so we're going to see how things go. But we know ultimately through the spirit power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah that Yahweh is going to tear this place down and tear it apart inside from the inside out. That's what we're seeing. The governors, the king versus the governors. Okay, so, Yahweh has created this evil, okay? He creates the evil in the city and the good, all right? And we know this, all right? 1 Peter 2:13, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, all right? 1 Peter 2:14, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers and for the praise of them that do well. Right. So right now we're in the times of evil, perilous times. Okay. So these leaders, including Trump, including Nero, Donald Trump, okay, DJT, okay. So these leaders are set up by Yahweh for evildoers, okay? Because there's a lot of evil being done amongst the citizens and residents in United States, okay, in Babylon the Great, okay, and this evilness the evilness has spread to these other nations, okay, and they're drunk mad of the philosophies, okay, the thoughts, okay, and the way of thinking because of Babylon the Great, the mighty whore, okay, the great whore, okay. So these wicked ass leaders right now, these governors going against their king, the king going against the governors and the people, okay, want to take control, okay. These are all set up. They're all set up by Yahweh, okay. And this is to punish what? The evildoers, okay. All right, Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, okay? For there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. So even the powers that be, when you hear people say the powers that be, the banking families, the Rothschilds, the secret societies, or the elites, okay? Even they have been subject and ordained and appointed by Yahweh, okay? So these people are all in the position that they're supposed to be in. Everybody is in their lot right now in this last second, these last ticking seconds of Babylon the Great and the destruction of not only Babylon the Great, but the downfall and destruction of this kingdom, this Western society, okay, and ultimately the world, okay, to usher in the house of Israel. Everybody is where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to be, okay, including you and me. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, okay. So Yahweh has appointed all this. That's why we're just going to sit back and let it self-destruct. There's no need to get upset, worried, afraid, or frightened, because this is all for the evildoers. And all the people that are vexed, all the residents, all the citizens of Babylon the Great that are out there protesting, telling ICE to take their masks off, okay, they are the evildoers. They are the 2/3 and the heathens, okay. 2/3 so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you heathen, you Arabs, you Japanese, okay, you Chinese, you whites, okay, you Hamites, you Africans, okay, limited number of Africans, okay, all you are the heathen, okay. So the Lord is doing this to you all, okay. So look, Romans 13:2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh. Right. So if people want to go against Trump, these governors call themselves to be in a good case or doing something right for the people, okay, they're ultimately going against the ordinance in the power of Yahweh, okay. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So that's why you got the war of the words between Trump and these governors, okay, because they're receiving damnation. And ultimately this country, Babylon the Great, okay, this whore is going to receive damnation and burn in a lake of fire, right? Okay, so look, Romans 13:3. For the rulers are not a terror to the good works, right? So we out here, the men on the highways and byways and all the information superhighways, starting with apostles and elders of Great Millstone all the way down, are out here spreading the good news and doing the good works, okay? They're not, these governors, this stuff don't have nothing to do with us. It's going to affect us in one way or another, but we're not knee deep in it like the citizens, like the 2/3 and the heathens are. They're worried, they're afraid, okay. For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil, right? Again, Most High is saying that all these leaders are set up for you 2/3 and you heathens, you people that are in the world that want Babylon the Great, America, to still keep going, that want this place to get back on its feet, that want to still reside in these cities, that want the West to still be on top, okay. These governors, these mayors, okay, and Donald Trump, ultimately the king, the president, okay, is set up for you all to fail. That's why he's taking your benefits. That's why he's changing the laws, grievous decrees, okay, locking cities down, okay, going after so-called crime, okay, without real context or pretext, okay, right now. So this is all for you evil motherfuckers, you two-thirds, you people that won't get right with the Heavenly Father. This is for you. And the people that can't get right are the heathens, okay. You already received your blessing, so this is destruction to you, okay. For Romans 13:3, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Right. Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Right. Okay. So Yahweh sets this up. All right. You're gonna be afraid. Okay. So, you know, the men of the Lord, the servants of the Lord, the prophets, okay, apostles, the bishops, okay, that the sincere men that are sincerely out here doing the work, we do not have to worry about what's going on with the heathen and the two-thirds affairs. We just watch, report on it. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. That's what I'm doing, and telling you what the prophecies, okay, are which prophecies are unfolding, what time, measuring the time diligently right now. So I just wanted to bring that out, okay? This is two-thirds and heathens problems, not men, okay, that are doing the work of the Lord. This ain't our problem, okay? But we're reporting on it and being watchmen and warning the two-thirds and the heathens that their destruction is near now, okay? So with that, I like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Brakak Radash. And look, one more. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Shalom.